Hi everybody, I'm Hayley and I'm really excited to be speaking today at AffiliateCon, and today my talk will be on how to use digital PR to improve organic visibility for your affiliate website. So I'm presenting today on behalf of the agency I work for, Blueclaw, an agency that specialises in digital PR and SEO for affiliate and iGaming brands. I've worked on a fair few iGaming brands and affiliate brands in the past, all of which we've managed to secure top tier coverage for, including national publications. And just moving on to the agenda, today I'll be covering off the biggest PR challenges that affiliate brands face when it comes to PR and how to overcome them, the importance of a PR strategy that is in line with SEO, how to build those top tier links and media relationships as an affiliate brand, and lastly, how to report on this activity and how it can benefit your overall SEO and visibility of the website. So some of the biggest challenges and obstacles of trying to build links for affiliate brands can be kind of general advertising restrictions, especially now they are even stricter due to the pandemic. And often journalists will prefer to feature a brand that isn't an iGaming client, regardless of the pandemic or not. So it can always be really difficult. But there are many ways to overcome these obstacles. Often brands can sometimes feel like their compliance issues and regulations can get in the way of creating standout campaigns as well. And it can be difficult to come up with these ideas that are both relevant to the brand and journalists at the same time. It can also be quite hard to target the keywords and landing pages that you're going after as part of your SEO strategy. So you just need to be really tactful and go about it in the right way. So how can you overcome these challenges as an affiliate brand? So in order to make sure that the PR activity is in line with SEO, it's really important to understand that Google appreciates trusted and organic content now more than ever. And this includes avoiding any paid link building in any way whatsoever, as much as you can. And Google wants to see content from websites that follow the EAT methodology, which stands for expertise, authority, and trust. And those are the three pillars that you should include when creating your content. So this means showing a really good understanding of the topic that you're talking about, making sure that you're building links from sites that also have really good authority behind them, such as national publications that are likely to provide a link back, making sure that they have a high trust flow and domain authority rating as well, and that they are a trustworthy website in general. And if you do all this, you will also minimise the chance of kind of being penalised by Google with their core updates, which could seriously impact your site's rankings and overall visibility as well. And that's why it's crucial for your PR activity to be in line with your SEO strategy. So with this in mind, and before starting your PR work, you want to begin by ensuring that you have the correct tools and insights in place before generating ideas. So this includes knowing what keywords you want to target, the landing page you want to push out, and that you have a really good understanding of where your competitor are building their links from as well. So, you know, looking at who's doing it right, what can we learn from their strategies as well, and all of that will also help to close the gap between you and your competitors. So you can take all of this information to make sure you have a comprehensive checklist in place, and that will make your reporting on your PR activity much easier and much clearer, as you'll be able to see exactly how it's impacted your overall authority and visibility of your website. So this includes making a note and kind of knowing where your key ranking positions are for the keywords that you want to target, knowing how much traffic goes to the landing page that you're trying to push, the domain authority of your site at the time before starting PR activity, which can be easily checked with a tool called Mozbar, and also looking at the number of backlinks you currently have to your website in comparison to your competitors. And all of that will make reporting an absolute breeze, and also helps us to communicate, one as an agency, or if you are an in-house PR expert trying to communicate your efforts and success of PR work, it makes it a lot easier because you can show the multiple benefits it has on the wider website and kind of goals as a business essentially. So as well as Mozbar that I just mentioned, there are many other tools that you can use to get this kind of insight. For example, search metrics allows you to use kind of look into how you currently rank for specific keywords online. Ahrefs and Majestic allows you to see how many backlinks you have to your website as well as to your competitors' websites. And there are many other tools that help get a good understanding of where you perform in the sector and how you sit between competitors as well. So it's definitely worth checking out some of those tools. Some are free, some are not free, and some of them you can get free trials from, and that might be enough to get the information that you need. So as well as these SEO insights, your own data can be really crucial to generating good ideas as well that's going to appeal to your target audience as well as journalists. So for example, you may want to use Google Analytics to see what types of people are most likely to interact with your brand and use your services. Facebook Insights is really good to seeing what types of content and kind of pages they follow online to get a good understanding of what kind of media they like and different topics. And also your own customer profiling data and sales data. So again, you're the best person to get access to a good understanding of your audience, including the age, sex and location data and the different splits between your audiences as well. Now, once you have all this information, you can look to generate ideas that will stand out in a crowded market, but will still earn the top tier media placements that you need to improve your site's overall visibility. And the key to this is really thinking outside the box, especially now advertising is stricter than ever. It's becoming even harder to get placements, especially for affiliate and iGaming brands. So just to recap, you want to make sure that the ideas are trustworthy for Google and are in line with your target audience, so your efforts aren't wasted at all, and that they also tie in with your target keywords that you want to rank for. So for example, the media love to hear about entertainment topics, things that can actually resonate with their target audience as well as your own. You really need to be thinking about the reader of these publications. So you're essentially getting the best of both worlds then, interaction from top tier media, but also coverage for an idea that is in line with your target demographic as well. So I've also included some different types of content and campaign topics that tend to work really well for affiliate brands, which include entertainment such as lifestyle and pop culture, celebrity news, finance data, because journalists love big numbers, and prediction-based data as well. And also a topic that's performing really well at the moment is anything to do with the environment, impact on wider business and things like that. And in terms of these different sources you can use for campaign research, there are many different avenues you can actually take and forms of data that you can use. For example, your own unique sales data can be used to create a story. You may want to use third-party insights such as surveys and polls, readily available data such as government data, for example ONS or data from DirectGov, and also search trend data. So you can actually use Google Search Trends, which is a free tool to look at the level of interest in different topics, which is something that we've had a lot of success with recently. And again, it's a hugely trusted source for journalists because we like to think that Google doesn't lie. I've also included a list of some of the key data sources that you may want to take away and have a look at. Most of them are free. We do recommend Statista as well, which is £500 per month, so it's definitely not cheap. But again, you may be able to get a free trial to see if it's something that's going to be beneficial to you or your PR team, just for some content inspiration and seeing what data sets are out there. Now, once you have an idea, it's really time to start thinking like a journalist to make sure your concept also works for the media, and there are a few things to consider here. So journalists really want something that's going to be relevant to them. So before approaching a journalist, make sure that you know what topics they've covered before and that you're really getting to know their specialisms. Many journalists also want to be the first to hear about a story, so try to prioritise national publications initially when sending out a press release, and how those work are they get to cover the story and nobody else for 24 hours, but once that 24-hour passes you can then go out to the wider media, so it's definitely worth considering. Again, try to aim for publications, especially if you are offering a national placement or an exclusive, that you try to target publications that are likely to link back to your brand so that exclusive isn't wasted as such. And just an example of this on this slide here, this shows that when we analysed over 10,000 articles from 4 of the main nationals in the UK, we can see that the Independent and the Sun are much likely to include backlinks to external websites other than kind of different publications such as the Express and the Mirror. Now, in terms of press releases, it's really important to make sure that the language you use is going to appeal to both the journalists and the readers of their stories. So you want to use language that people will relate to and that will reel people in as well. So that includes terms such as shocking, warning, experts advise that, all to create a standout story. And aside from kind of, you know, your larger data research-led pieces, there's an opportunity to newsjack as well. So if there's something going on in the media that you are relevant enough to jump on or that you have an opinion on to talk about, that's a really good opportunity to get some additional coverage and links for your brand as well. And next, you want to make sure that the story is straight to the point and is easy to consume by the reader and the journalist. Journalists really like articles that are in a listicle style format, so the top 10, for example, something that is visual, that it may use user generated content, use graphs to bring the data to life, and again, something that includes big financial numbers and celebrity names is always a big winner. If you do happen to be doing a bigger research piece that is hard to show all of the data just through an infographic or a static map, for example, it may be that you consider displaying the data in an interactive format. So then it's going to be a lot easier for journalists to toggle through and create their own story themselves by using your data. And again, making sure that the content and the research is new and that it hasn't been covered before. And this is something that you really want to stress to when pitching to journalists as well. So now you have all of the right tactics in place and strong ideas to go out to the media with. This is where you can start to report on the success of your activity, and this is where those insights come in handy that you had before from your SEO insights. So this means that you're now able to see exactly how many links you've secured over a period of time, how that has increased your overall number of backlinks on your website in comparison to competitors. You'll be able to see how much traffic the PR work has generated to those key landing pages you wanted to push, and over time you'll also be able to see any key changes in ranking positions for the keywords that you've been focusing on. So this works over a longer period of time, such as 12 months, for example, but you'll also be able to see how your domain authority rating for your website has hopefully improved. And this will be made easier because you had a note of all those different metrics before starting, for example, a 12-month PR plan. So just going into that into a bit more detail, for example, we can see here by using search metrics how the overall visibility of the website for this client improved over a 12-month period of conducting link building activity and when those increases took place. So you want to be using the data from all of these insights to inform your future strategy as well. So for example, it may be that a campaign worked really well in December and that's actually surprising to you as a brand. So next year you want to make sure that you are doing link building activity around that time again. And lastly, on this slide, we can see how the position in the search for those individual keywords have improved. So if you now rank for those specific keywords on pages higher up in Google than you did previously. Like here, we can see for our client, they ranked on the top 2 pages on Google originally for their target keywords, and after the PR activity was done, they were then ranking on the first page for those terms. And some terms also jumped 5 positions or more, which again happened across a longer period of time. But all this is possible because you knew exactly where you ranked for those keywords before you did the activity, and it's a good way to attribute the PR work to that as well. So just to summarise all of what we have spoken about today, our key takeaways include remembering the importance of a joined up approach with your SEO strategy, because that makes reporting much easier, much clearer, and also helps to communicate just how effective PR can be on the overall visibility of your website. Remembering to focus on the journalist and readership of publications that you're reaching out to increase your chances of securing those top tier links. and that includes using fresh and unique data. And lastly, feeling free to branch out of your comfort zone and having the confidence to speak about something that's outside of the brand and isn't too focused on the brand, especially now advertising restrictions are super strict. So I really hope you enjoyed my presentation today, and feel free to reach out to myself or the Blueclaw team. Our contact details are on the slide there, and I hope you all take care and let us know if you have any questions. Thank you.